In today's video, it's time for the Season 2 finale. Yes, we're here in the final race of the season. If you missed the previous episode, then you might recall that I only did 3 laps because the engine blew up, so we've got a bit of stuff to do there. There is a little bit of things to do, so especially in the Drivers' Championship, not really the Constructors. I'm only at 8 points without the Carlos Sainz as well. Now, you might remember we purchased this failed drag reduction upgrade, and the mirrors have just basically converted that. And then that leaves me 8 points short of a minor weight reduction upgrade, which I didn't think was possible, but bringing an upgrade to the final round of the season, I don't think I've ever done that before. You know, it's always about, at this point, just either saving resource points for regulation change, which, to be honest, is very disappointing. But yes, unfortunately, it decided to fail on a 25% chance, so that isn't great. So nevertheless, we do have that wing mirror upgrade on the car. And then surprisingly, despite a regulation change around the corner, Ferrari have also brought, and also McLaren have also brought final rounds of upgrades, as well as Aston Martin, I can just see. As well. It's not clear with the 2 greens against Mercedes there on my screen. Apologies about that. Now, yes, because of that failure, I do need to take a penalty. The energy store that I do have is 54% worn, and the time that is varying almost 60%. So that means I'm not getting a full charge of energy, which, I mean, I could live without, but at the end, same of the day, you know, coming through from the back of the grid, it might be fun as well. So I'm just going to do qualifying as normal here, and yeah, first lap P16. Hamilton's down here as well, still in Mercedes. Yes, I did like the fact that, you know, EA's an F1 cam said, "Oh yeah, has Lewis moved into Ferrari in your promos?" And I replied, "No, he's still at Mercedes because of your terrible transfers." Yes, sector 1, I underused DRS there. I didn't use any down the main straight. I used minimal. That's because I wanted to use it here, not so much on this first straight, but if you use, you know, it was all about this second straight. Get a good exit here. That corner's been awful for years. I really wish they had got rid of it when they did the renovations. But you can see there, now I've got ERS to spare, and all of a sudden 2/10 back on previous best time. And also set a purple second sector, so I'm very happy with that. Now it's just the final sector, which, to be honest, is much better than what it was. This swooping corners, always love this. And into this fast swooping left corners, which just feels so much better than the 90-degree corners that we used to have as well. 4/10 up on our previous best time as we go through the final couple of corners into the final corner, and out the final corner up to the line. It'll be a 1:23.1, and that's enough for P12, which I don't think is too bad. It's a 10-place penalty as well. Verstappen will be on pole. He has dominated pretty much most of this season, has, apart from a few races there. McLaren showing their upgrades are working well though, with second and third. So, well, we'll have to see what we can do from the back off the grid. It's time for the race. It's time for the final race of Season 2 at Abu Dhabi.
It's the final chapter of the season then here at the spectacular Yas Marina circuit. It's a race where the pole sitter failed to finish in 3 of the first 4 events. A front row start here is by no means a guarantee of victory. We go into battle once more then as we get underway at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. We have 16 corners here at Yas Marina circuit, 7 to the right and 9 to the left. It's a total lap distance of 3.28 miles, 2 long straights and overtaking opportunities throughout the lap. And we expect average lap speeds of around 123 miles per hour. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Oscar Piastri completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Leclerc, Russell, Fernando Alonso, Hamilton, Stroll, Sainz, Norris, Albon, Ocon, Hulkenberg, Bottas, Magnussen, Joe, Matteo Porcher, Sonoda, Phoenix, and Pierre Gasly picks up the final grid slot today. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. Well, we welcome you to the broadcast. It's going to be some race today. First of all, introductions. I'm Alex Jakes. Alongside me for this one, Anthony Davidson. Well, it's the last race of the season, but there's still plenty to prove out there. How important is getting the right mentality for this season closer?
Yeah, a lot of races to cover, but it's the same for the drivers. It comes at you thick and fast.
We're going to struggle for a good position in this race unless we can gain some early positions. See what you can do.
See, we are down the grid. Yeah, I always don't. It's apparently overcast. I think it's a bug still with the game, whether it's not displaying the right time of day when it's overcast, but never mind about that. So 5 red lights then for one final time in season 2, and lights out, away we go. It's an okay start there. Trying to get past our teammate as well, who's also taken a penalty, as has Pierre Gasly. As well as Sonoda's done there on the outside. We don't need to be racing Yuki at this early stage, and I've got past him now up to P17. Next up are the 2 Slavers. We need to get past them ASAP. We've got past Zhou, Magnussen there, who once upon a time of course was a big rival of ours early in this season. Now of course the hat has just fallen off, and I'm just literally going to get past both of them. I've got lower wings, 28-23. So can I send it on the Williams of Alex Albon, my former teammate? BOTTAS has cut the corner there as well. That should have been at least a warning as well. Even on relaxed corner cutting, definitely cut the corner. He took out the bollard as well. The bollards are much more dangerous in real life. Up at the front, it's business as usual. It's like watching 2023 with Max Verstappen miles in front now. Charles Leclerc, who has got Sergio Perez breathing down his neck. Piastri has lost some ground there, so it's not so great for the McLaren driver there. As I'm closing in, we're using a bit of ERS to try and now get in front. The other half of Hulkenberg. Can I get Ocon? Excuse me. No, was there. Almost right at the back of him actually. I'll show you a replay on board of just how close from the rear as well there. Oh, so close. I had to lift off there and then obviously make sure that Hulkenberg doesn't then try and get back at me as well. And that's Perez now. He's got in front of Leclerc. So yeah, Verstappen's just dominating as we expect from him. His teammate Lando Norris is nowhere near. He's not comfortable in that Red Bull car. Next up for me is Esteban Ocon then, the man who almost went to the back, and this should be a comfortable move round the outside. But Ocon is going to keep his foot in, and now we're going to go, gets a bit awkward, side by side, out of turn 10 as well. Set purple middle sector. I'm going to cut him off here and get up into P11 as well. There's a little bit of visual side pod damage there. That is just visual. There is nothing actually wrong with the side pod, thankfully, as well. This is eventually an easy move. But of course, the front, Ocon's been going so slowly that there's actually a gap formed between the rest of the top 10 and the rest of the field. Speaking of that, that is Lance Stroll, and he's made contact with his teammate, and that is Leclerc getting past Sergio Perez, and is Perez going to fall surely to George Russell there? And he does, indeed he does. So Perez has lost a few positions. I'm now been overtaken by Esteban Ocon. Ocon's going to go around the outside, and it's a reverse of where we were when we made that overtake a few laps to go now. Now I'm on the outside, but Ocon, that's why I keep it in. I like Ocon, who gave up, and send it around the outside to turn the inside for that corner. That is crucial. I want to try and build a gap to Ocon here. I feel I'm faster through I know I can be faster in sector 2, but it is a problem. Yes, I'm not really able to get away from Ocon, which is annoying. And that's because of the tyre wear. Someone's locked up. That is Stroll. He's got past. His Sainz has got past him. That's annoying. Sainz up to P9. He's not had a very good season, Carlos Sainz, and that is replay of Stroll's lock up there. as well as Sykes, as it says thank you very much, and he's up to position. Jump to lap 12, and yeah, there's Verstappen, and well, you can't have it your own way, Max, as well. But I mean, I'm just literally got no answer. Look, the rears that are gone. Yeah, we definitely need another tyre upgrade if we were to stay with this team into season 3, as well, and that's a big if. As well, into the pits we come then, the end of lap 13. Oh, sorry, on to lap 13, excuse me. And it's time for the soft tyres. Now, I am worried that these tyres are going to blow up, as well as Piastri goes quickest of all. 2.5 second stop there. The only difference is, though, I think that, I mean, I don't realistically think I had the pace today to get to bridge that gap to the top 10. That is just where the car is, unfortunately, as well. It's just too big enough of a gap. I'll come out and side by side with Gasly. I'm going to try and break down the inside here, as well. Next up, we're going to get, sorry, going to actually get in front of Gasly. I think that was Porsche, excuse me there. I'm going to get with DRS and up to P16. Next up is my teammate. The team have ordered me to make that overtake. Tsunoda's too busy battling with Magnussen, but we know K-Mag's going to send it down the inside. I'm going to send it down, try and switch back them all, and I'm going to go through the middle of them. And easy done it, up to P14. That's a nice double overtake. Those two were too busy squabbling. Broke a little bit earlier, took us white line here, and then, you know, they just parted and gave me the room to accelerate through. Well, next up is Valtteri Bottas down the inside of the fin up to P13, and now that leaves me nice onto the onto Albon's had a poor exit as well. But look at the rears, already 14%. We've only had 3 laps, so these tyres are not going to do well, especially on the rears. It's something that is a problem with me. Now, speaking of something, I think they fixed an issue. They haven't told us about this in any patch notes, but they fixed Stroll has had a front wings fix. I'm going to send it down the inside here of Stroll. Thank you very much. Up to P11. So yes, I didn't realise that. If I knew that, I remember that, I should remember that for next time. I thought it was a one-off when I saw it a few weeks ago. I've got to have a go down the inside of Ocon, but Ocon swoops across. No move there for now. I have to sit behind for now, but the tyres are already into the rears are into the first window already at 25%, so I'm going to lose time. Science is 6.8 up the road, and it's going to need that worse from here as I'm going to try and get past Ocon. In hindsight, at this point, I should have put it into hot lap, to be honest. Up at the front, Leclerc has broken away from Perez, so it looks like the Verstappen and Leclerc positions are accounted for, but Perez is now in a battle with Fernando Alonso. There, Alonso's sure going to count there, and that's Ocon, and I've got nothing. The tyres are dead. You know, even the fronts are starting to groan. And yes, in hindsight, this was a slight mistake, and on the last lap, I've even lost DRS to Ocon. It was a shame. I just wanted to try something in the final race of the season. As well, I'm going to send it back down the inside of Stroll because I do want P11. You know, I would love to have got Ocon and got a point. You know, I think that what that first lap deserved, but the tyre wear in the air today was awful, completely awful. That wasn't good. P11. Yes, I'm not particularly happy with P11, to be honest. You know, it was a good start up to P13 and P19, and I only made 2 positions after that, to be honest. So I think disappointed. The pace was there, definitely 25.2 was my fastest lap. But you know, I mean, I've shown everything. It's now up to McLaren and everyone else. You know, I've shown what I've got over 2 seasons now. It's now just about the time. Is that enough to get a top 5 team, potentially the top half of the table? Constructors, we do secure 9th in the in the championship, which is good because Science was only 9th today. Constructors 6th place. I mean, I got the majority of the points. Tsunoda also helped out with a fluke 2nd place in that qualifying. Yes, and in terms of the rivalry, drawing with that, I mean, that's going to carry on to next season. Good amount of racecraft for overtaking Tsunoda, and the race pace as well. You know, that pace stat's been lagging behind, but it's now increased a little bit as well, so which is good. We don't have 60% recognition over Tsunoda to finish the season. Yes, and it's a good day for all the specialists as well, but they're all level 3 anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So, yes, that is it for this season. I'm now going to go away and make all the liveries for Season 3. So, there'll probably be a little bit of a break, possibly for the next month for this series. Coming back will be F1 Manager. I just need to do a little bit of final work to get things to work, and then Season 2 will be there. There'll be a pre-season episode out next week as well for that, to show you all what's been going on and the liveries that I've chosen. I've not made any of those liveries. The first time I've not actually made anything for a series in terms of livery wise since since 2017 as well. I'll of course be making everything myself for Season 3, but I'm also in the market for some performance mods because the racing on this game is awful. You know, especially at Monza, I think, which was the worst case of that. You know, I could have won that race in a terrible RB car. I mean, a woeful car. I mean, we were awful. You know, the car was awful. Look where our teammate finished, P16. You know, yes, he got. I mean, to be honest, that he got that podium at Singapore with the rain. You know, Brazil as well was a bit of a fluke, and as well as Imola. But yes, I think I've done enough. Hopefully, a top 5 team will think so too and get me a position. Fingers crossed McLaren do, because they've not done well. But yes, that's going to leave it today. So if you have enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, see plenty more F124 videos as we come out until next video. I'll see you next time. Take care, enjoy your day, and goodbye.